Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdul Khalik. One thing which is liked and loved by each one of us, every one of us want to achieve that as soon as possible. That is wealth, that is money. We love money because the money can buy so many things for us. The money can buy so many of the services for us. The money makes us respectable, honorable in a society, and the people want to make friendship with us. All of that is because of the money. Money is really, really, really important, and if at all a person is having the money, fulfilling the needs, the necessities, the desires, all of that become very easy. But with the absence of it, even the small, the trivial things become difficult. So money is a genuine need. So, what is the opposite of the money? The opposite of the money is being poor, is the poverty, And I think that we shouldn't be willing, or we shouldn't be ready to accept the poverty, because poverty is something really, really bad. And in the presence of the poverty, the life becomes spoiled, and it become miserable actually. As for the poverty is concerned, poverty makes our life miserable, so we do have to avoid it at all costs. And if we want to avoid it, obviously we do have to become a rich person, we do have to become a wealthy person, we do have to earn and accumulate the money. My dear friend, that is the topic of our today's discussion. And like every discussion here on this topic, I have I have taken the opinion of an expert as well. Our expert says 10 money habits that keeps you poor. 10 money habits that keeps you poor even with a reasonable income. Mean even if at all your income is reasonable, but you are having some of those 10 habits, so those 10 habits will never allow you to become a rich person, will never allow you to break the shackles of the poverty, and we will stay poor. What are those 10 habits which keeps us poor, which does not allow us to become a rich or a wealthy person? First of all, our expert says living beyond one's means. Living beyond one's means spending more than what you are earning, so what you can afford. I think in that context, nobody can ever become rich if at all what they are spending is more or as much as they do earn and they don't save. I think the people are going to be stay poor for forever maybe, and it must be avoided. Now the number two is not having a budget. So having a budget, the people might think that I'm not a country, I'm not a country. Then why to budget? Actually, budgeting is very important. From an individual to a country, I think the budget is really, really important. Budgeting is very important. So if at all we don't have the budget, actually it means that we are a directionless person, and we don't know that where to spend and where not to spend, where to spend little and where to spend more. I think it is really, really important to do the budgeting, and budgeting is really, really, really important. And if at all we don't know how to make a budget, I think that we can learn it. We can learn it. It's not that much complicated. It simply means that what is my income, and where I need to spend the money, how much of the money which I need to spend in this sector, in that, unfulfilling that need, unfulfilling this need, unfulfilling that of my plan or my desire. So all of that is called the budgeting. And listing all where the money is needed. What is my income? How can I increase it? To what extent I can increase it? And what are my needs? And what is the most important one? What is the second most important? What is the third most important? Etc. 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 Okay, and not having a budget. Now, the number three is not saving and investing. Not saving and investing. Saving and investing, that is very, very important, because unless and until we save it, I think that we cannot invest the money, and if at all we are not investing, we are not saving, we cannot invest, and if at all we are not investing, obviously our income will not increase at all, and we will stay poor. And to be able to break the chains of the poverty, we need to increase our income. But if at all we are not saving, we are not investing, our income is going not going to increase at all. Now the number fourth, our expert says making only minimum payments on budgets on debts. Making only minimum payments on debts, debts are a very bad thing, really. It should be avoided. But if at all I owe some of the money, so the sooner I repay it, the better it will be. And if at all we are paying the minimum of it, and since the expert is sitting in the Western country in America, so all the loans over there, they are all the loans over there are on interest. So if at all the person is not paying back the loan, but does happen, the interest will keep accumulating, and it will become quite a lot of burden. So the sooner a person repays the loan, the better it is. The sooner a person pays the loan, the better it is. Some of the people here in our country, but they are seen buying on the credit card. That also, the interest has to be paid on those credit cards as well. So I think that must be avoided as well. Making only minimum payments on debts. And now the number five is not having an emergency fund. Not having an emergency fund, we need to save some for rainy days. We need to save some for the rainy days. Some unplanned and unexpected need or expenses might arrive. For that purpose, we need to save constantly, out of every budget, out of every income, out of every monthly income. We need to save a little bit of the money for the sake of the emergency on a regular basis. And now the sixth thing our expert sees, impulse buying. What is this impulse buying mean? I didn't plan it. Simply, I was passing by, and I saw something or I conceived something. So instantly, I took a decision that I'm going to spend money upon it. I'm going to buy it for the purpose of eating, for the purpose of wearing, for any other use. I have spent some of the money, and without any sort of careful consideration. So whatever is being done without a careful consideration, that is called the impulse buying. And I think that we shouldn't be doing this impulse buying, because it will make us poor. Now the seventh is not regularly reviewing finances. I think that we need to regularly review it. We need to keep thinking what is good in my habit as for the money is concerned, what are the bad habits, and where the money is being wasted, where the money is being achieved. I think that we need to look upon every detail of the financial matter, either it is relating to the earning or it is relating to the spending. But we need to review it, and we need to review it on a daily basis, on a regular basis. It could be a weekly basis, it could be at least once in a week, at least once in a fortnight. I think that we need to review it. Not regularly reviewing finances. Now, then the eighth is avoiding financial education. Education is important, but financial education, it is not anyway less than important at all. We need to separately educate ourselves on a financial matter. And the things are getting more and more competitive, and the things are getting more and more tough, the things are getting more and more deep, and the things are getting more and more comprehensive, and the more and more scientific and logical. For all of that reason, I think that we need to achieve the financial education. That is also very, very important. And now the question arises that should I take an admission in any sort of course? I think we can learn it even without that. But if at all a course like that is available, I think that we should be availing it. Otherwise, we can learn it from the people. We can learn it from the smartphone, from the whatever newspaper, etc. Our book is available. I think that we should be getting the financial education. And now the ninth is being overly risk averse. Being overly risk averse or overly risk taking. Some of the people, they don't take risk at all. and even some of the risk. But one thing must be kept in the mind, that the risk taking is necessary. But now what type of risk taking is necessary and how to do that? I think a very careful consideration, a good amount of calculation and preparations are needed, and without that, the risk must not be, should not be taken at all. And while there are another type of the people, they are excessively and taking the risk in a blind manner. So they people are just doing the gambling. Here the expert says being overly risk averse or overly risk taking. Now the last and the 10th is falling for get rich quick scheme. What is this by the way? There are schemes that you will become rich very very soon, very quickly, within a within a very short span of time. So all of those schemes are just a trap to loot you, to cheat you, to exploit you, and of course to make you a fool. So we need to avoid all that, because that all of that is very very dangerous, and we must not be doing that, anything like that. So these are the 10, you can say that, the 10 habits, the 10 money habits that keeps you poor even with a reasonable income. So that beautiful article was written by Steve Byrne. My name is Abdul Khalik. Thank you.